100 men versus one silverback gorilla. Can it happen? Who wins in that match?
Where are they fighting?
Okay.
Is it in a squared circle of sorts, an enclosed contraption?
Mm-hmm.
Is it in the jungle?
Great question.
Who's got home court advantage?
Good point.
Is it a one-time thing? Is it a best-of-7 series just like the playoffs?
Take it away from him. Under 4 left. The barn is alive again.
Got me in my hormones. All gas, no brakes. Score 4.
Welcome to Sports Show.
Welcome to the Sports Show, episode 354, coming at you live, unlive, the way that we do. We're coming in hot. Not because we're coming in hot, because the weather here in good old Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
She's a nice.
Bull riding off the chute is a bunch of sunshine and summertime. And we are grilling it, baby. I'm keeping the shades on for the whole pod. I'm doing it.
Buddy, it's you do it. I think it's a good look. You should do it even in the dead of winter. You should keep them on.
We should try it out.
Do it.
Something.
Do the Don Johnson thing. Yeah, I like it.
I needed like a Knight Rider theme.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, something.
No.
You need something. It's coming, though. We'll figure it out. Last week's podcast, let me tell you something. There was a moment, if you listened to it last week, where, let's just say it was the very last question on Rapid Banter, and it was one that started a revolution, if you will. My phone hasn't stopped ringing, people calling, laughing, seeing the video. They couldn't believe it. We went there. We had a great time, and the numbers don't lie. They just don't.
They don't.
They don't.
They're not there to lie.
They're not there to lie. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let me represent something here. We're here on a Friday early because me and Dimitri decided we're going to have our annual conference later on this afternoon as well. We're not sure what's going to happen. We're not sure at all. But we're assuming things will get done and ready to go, and I'm looking forward to it. I have a lot of information I'd like to pass your way, sir.
Fair enough.
I think you're going to like it.
I think you need to educate people on the structure and why what we do behind the scenes to bring this podcast.
There's a lot that goes on. You know what? Here's the thing. Podcasting, as I did a little deep dive into it again, man, it's taken a life of its own. And there's just something on top of something. And to be honest, look, we've been doing it for such a long time. We obviously want to get to that next level. But every time we try to move it to that next level, the levels change. Like something else is coming. Like right now, if you've noticed, a lot of podcasts, if you pull it up on Spotify, you're able to watch it directly on Spotify. So you're getting that YouTube effect right on your Spotify. That's next for us. We gotta jump on that because everyone else is doing it. We got to do it.
That's right.
I'm a big believer. Our content is good and it can get a little bit better, but I mean it's already good. And based on the emails and the traction we're getting, I know we're there. It's just now, how do we reach everyone else? And that's why Dimitri tells you each and every week, download this, follow us here, do this, do that. Tell a friend. And I'm telling you, we'll all do this together. Yeah. We're not going to leave you behind.
We were even thinking of doing a skip-a-thon. To help grow the podcast.
Those were big back in the
old school. Mm-hmm. Where you got your little envelope and you went around.
Yeah. Of course.
$1.25 there, $5
I
here.
like the skip-a-thon.
I love the skip-a-thon.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good thon.
It was a good thon.
Lot of good thons out there. Telethons. Skip-a-thons.
Those were good.
Marathons.
Yep, that's right. That's right. That one's a little easier. The skip-a-thon's easier than the marathon. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to it because there's some things we got to cover. What a week, like we said. Last week, we told you about the Perus. This week, there was one thing and one thing only that took over the internet. Guaranteed you saw it. And if you don't, I actually wonder what you do. If you didn't see this, what do you watch? What are you into? I don't get it.
If you have a phone or a cellular mobile device of any kind,
right?
What do you do on it?
Even if you don't get, a lot of people are trying to go dry, right? Like they're trying to get all their apps, like back to the flip phone, basically, right?
Oh, okay.
But even if you have a flip phone, there's somehow you would have been able to see this. Yeah. I just can't see how you've avoided it.
Agreed.
What am I talking about? It's the big internet sensation. It's the big talk. It's a meme. It's something that me and Dimitri will answer right now, right here. 100 men versus one silverback gorilla. Can it happen? Who wins in that match? And it's actually hilarious. This is as 50-50 as it gets. I've seen so many different reels on this where one group is saying, oh yeah, for sure 100 people can jump in and kill it. And then there's a whole lot of other people going, no way, the gorilla wins hands down. Where do you stand on this whole huge internet sensation?
Well, see, the thing is I don't think they're asking the right questions, Mitch. Because if you said 100 men versus one silverback gorilla, I'm inclined to pick the 100 men.
Really?
However,
Okay.
where are they fighting?
Okay.
Is it in a squared circle of sorts, an enclosed contraption? Is it in the jungle?
Great question.
Who's got home court advantage?
Good call.
Is it a one-time thing? Is it a best-of-7 series just like the playoffs? So I need answers to these questions.
Okay, let's answer some of them real quick for ourselves.
Sure.
It's 100 men, one silverback gorilla. Let's call it an enclosed, not as closed, not an octagon, but like a big warehouse.
A gymnasium.
A gymnasium, for sure. Yeah, a gymnasium.
Okay.
100 men versus one gorilla in a gymnasium, not a gorilla enclosement. So no ropes and vines. Because if you put trees and ropes and vines in there, all 100 men are dead.
Right.
100%. 100%. Okay. No weapons. No weapons.
Clothes?
Well, I'm sorry?
Is everyone clothed?
Yeah, you can wear clothes. I'm fighting naked against the silverback?
Well, that changes the game.
Okay.
The silverback wins.
Because, okay, you can be naked if you want. I never thought. Why is it so important to be naked in this fight?
I'm not saying, does the silverback gorilla have grappling?
I don't think it really matters. I don't think he's looking to do jujitsu on you.
Well, you haven't been to the Congo then, have you? Okay, fair. I'm just saying. It's like
those
like
Congo silverback jujitsu gorillas.
The jujitsu gorillas. I'm saying because, Mitch, it changes the entire game. You know, it's like jujitsu and MMA.
Okay, to make it a little easier.
Bottom line, come with what you want.
Yeah, come with what you want.
Fine.
Most likely you're wearing clothes of some kind. Shorts. I mean, satin pajamas if you want.
laugh.
I don't know. I do laugh. Yes, I do laugh.
But these are the tough, important questions and nobody's asking.
Okay, so what else do you want to add as a stipulation to this?
Are there any trees or any...
No, nothing like that.
Nothing that he can
Nothing
climb,
he can climb
hang?
and hang and nothing.
His
own physical abilities.
No weapons.
No weapons.
100 random men and women or just
see, that's
men?
the big question too. I'll just give you my answer, okay?
No.
When it comes to random,
So
hold on. No. Okay, let's keep going.
No.
Random.
Right.
See, that's the question. I think the minute you say random, that's where the gorilla wins. If you're able to pick who you can have, the game changes a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, but the question never said, like the original question is 100 men versus one gorilla. No one's really going into saying, well, do I get all UFC fighters? Are they all from Kazakhstan? Then the game changes, right? You know what I mean? So, yes, that does change the game. How do you want to play it out? I think it should be random for this particular, as the question alludes to, let's just say random for right now.
I think it should be random. I think you go in and you just go by percentage of demographic.
Okay.
So if you pick 100 North Americans and the population is split between, let's say, 54 males and 46 females, 54-46, they got to be in.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
Oh, I see. You're really going down to the numbers.
Yes, I am. Because if you get 100 MMA fighters, I can tell you right now, the gorilla's toast.
You think so?
And let me run the scenario.
See, I disagree.
Let me run the scenario.
Go ahead, yeah.
The gorilla does not possess the mental capacity to be able to fight.
Exactly.
Hold on. Multiple at once. So here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Now, on the contrary, the counter argument will be that in order to have a closed perimeter to fight the gorilla is only really fighting 4 or 5 people at one time. I've thought about this. Okay. Now, once the first sacrificial 10 people go, because they're learning the game, the other waves of people that come in, if they go, then what's going to happen is the gorilla's not going to anticipate. Once the back shots start coming in, and he's like, right? And he turns around, he's like, what's going on here? Boom, pam, pam, pam. Is going to happen. Okay?
Here, okay.
Now, let me tell you how it goes out.
Sure.
Go to the Matrix 2.
Yeah.
When Mr. Smith started cloning himself.
Right.
And the first time Neo had to fight him.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's basically it. Yeah.
That's your scenario.
That's a good scenario.
The gorilla's going to end up running away. He's going to be injured. It's going to work out. But that's what the MMA fighters. 100 randoms?
Yeah.
Gorilla wins.
I think the gorilla wins against 100 randoms, and I actually do think certain people, like, okay, for example, UFC fighters, I think he could still take the UFC fighters. Hold on. Just follow me on this for a second. NHL guys, I think he could still take some NHL guys. Do I think he could take NFL, offensive, defensive linemen, 100 of them? That one, because now you're getting into the big bulky, like you got to fight fire with fire. And if you throw me, who's like 220 pounds, argument's sake, and you're like 200 pounds, argument's sake.
Argument. Those numbers are not accurate
No,
at all.
but I'm just throwing out numbers. Me and you, we can, if we got into a fight tonight at a bar, we'll see how far we can go. But dude, against a gorilla that punches at, what was it? I had the numbers written down. 1,200 PSI that can bench press, apparently they say between 4 to 5 tons. The minute this thing hits you, you're dead. And you went earlier, the first 10 that are sacrificial,
Dead.
I agree. They're dead. But it's also, okay, those 10 are dead. You just saw 10 of your friends die. Are you going to want to be the next 10? Because he's done with 10. He can do another 10. He's proven it.
You have 9 more chances.
So what I'm saying is I don't think we have the balls, I'll be quite honest, to get in it with them. You have to be a certain kind of like mentality. So the UFC fighter, you're on the cut. Boxers, no way. UFC fighters, maybe and most likely yes, now that I'm thinking about it more. Offensive, defensive linemen, kamikaze guys. Navy SEALs, yes. Canadian government or Canadian military, no. So, like, it's just a matter of who are we talking about?
How about 100 Greek moms?
Yeah, 100% the gorilla dies. The gorilla's dead. Yeah, 100%. This is not even close.
It's not.
Dare I say it could be one-on-one.
It's a no. It's a no contest.
It would kill him with guilt first. Oh, you want to hit me?
Okay. Go ahead.
That's fine.
Hit a woman.
Okay, fine. Hit a woman, yeah.
Go
Fine.
ahead. You hit your mother-in-law, you hit other girls. Okay, no problem. You do what you want.
Buddy, I'm telling you, this has taken over the world.
With guilt. That's amazing.
That's what would happen.
But here's the other thing that worries me, but it can also be a source of optimism.
Yeah, sure.
We've never seen a gorilla take a punch. We've seen the gorilla.
I don't think you could hurt a gorilla, man.
But we don't know. Look, we've seen them take.
I think we know enough.
Chest ground in pounds. But we've never seen a gorilla take a punch.
Agree, could have a glass chin.
What
but
if
I'm going to take my chances and say it doesn't. I'm just going to.
Like, what if the gorilla
looks like it's got a sturdy neck? He does his neck exercises every morning. No, I'm going with the gorilla. In a random fight, 100 random people versus one silverback gorilla. Give me the gorilla all day. 5-star pick of the week.
What?
Speaking of crazy, yeah.
Isn't it pathetic, though?
Yeah.
That 100 humans
with
our intellect.
Right.
And we're debating.
Well, I mean, pull out a gun. We outsmart the gorilla. Pull out a gun, a knife. Yeah, we kill this thing. But one-on-one, buddy, I mean, they're massive. They're massive.
I mean, the Planet of the Apes is essentially the playbook.
Buddy, exactly. You just got to outsmart. No one beat them physically in the movie and never will and could. They still ride horses in the movie.
Buddy, what's his face in the original? Not the original with Heston.
Yeah.
But the new original with the Wahlberg.
The Wahlberg.
When Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
I mean, if
This is what I'm saying. So I think it really comes down to if you can pick your own 100, it's a debatable conversation. But randoms, you're all dead. We're all dead.
Fair.
Because eventually it's going to be one-on-one. So imagine me, you, and 98 of our other friends are all in there, okay? And it's down to me and you. All you guys need to know is this. I will push Dimitri right into the gorilla. I will sacrifice Dimitri to the gorilla.
Yeah.
And when he's eating, then I gouge him in the eyes, and then I'll win. But it has to be Dimitri getting eaten or being gorged and killed by this gorilla for me to be able to win this fight at the end. Yeah. He'll be tired by then.
See, and for me, I would take Mitch,
right,
and I would tell Mitch to actually show up, get him to strip down to his genj,
right,
and then the gorilla would be like, "Dad," and it'd be a family reunion.
So then we chair shot him, and it's over.
And then at that point, when they're consoling each other and they realize, because they have the same fur coat. That's when I make my move.
That's when you make your move.
Because I don't know if a gorilla could take my jab.
I think you got a great jab.
But
I think it could take your jab. Yeah.
I keep the gorilla a bit. Pow, pow.
Yeah. He was like, a little higher. He's got an itch. He would ask you to do that. Speaking of craziness, speaking of everything, let's get to the NHL playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, it happened. It's exactly what we predicted last week would happen. And let's just get right down to it. We were right. The Edmonton Oilers, Los Angeles Kings. I have nothing to say to you guys. LA, can I just tell you one thing? At least you were consistent. You won the first 2 games kind of handily in good, well, not handily, but you won them, and everyone had, you were on your way. Game 3, you were up 4-3. Then that whole video replay and all that stuff happens, and the collapse was colossal.
Oh.
Horrible, but at least you were consistent in that as well. Long story short is this. The LA Kings disappointed the entire NHL for the second year in a row. You had, just like Vancouver did last year, you had the Edmonton Oilers on the ropes. You could have knocked them out, and you didn't. You fell for the same trick.
Yep.
Dimitri, was this more of an LA collapse, or was it truly Edmonton just going, okay, we're going to start playing now?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both. Because I thought that I thought LA was going to win the series.
Oh.
Mitch had a spite, but actually thought that Edmonton was going to win the series.
But I picked them, so I'm counting it.
Secretly,
I picked
trying
them
to
and I
get-
counted.
Well, I'm going to get to that. Secretly trying to get LA to win the series.
That's right.
But he picked them.
But I picked them.
You got to count it.
Got to count it.
It counts.
It counts.
It counts.
It counts. I'm
He
sorry,
picked
guys.
them.
It counts.
So, where I say a little bit of both, because I still think LA
Mm-hmm.
in these 6 games actually played good hockey. Right? I did.
Yeah.
I don't think they were absolutely terrible.
Right.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
You cannot give life to certain players
Yep.
that have experience
Yeah, and are good.
and have a bit of a killer instinct when they want to turn it on.
Beautifully said.
I think we forget the Oilers now, we can say, are an experienced hockey club. They were just at the finals last year. They were 1 game, 1 goal, 1 period, everything away from hoisting Lord Stanley's Cup and being the first team for over 20 years to bring it back to Canada.
30,
excuse me. Thank you.
yeah. That's what I'm here for.
That's what he's here for. He's a stats guy, but we're not stats guys.
We're not sad guys.
And so I think Edmonton woke up for sure, right? They got punched in the mouth. They woke up. They're like, hey, we got to tighten it up. Relax. It's okay. The difference with this Oilers team is that they're not phased by going down 2-0. They weren't phased by it now.
That's right.
Now they get the game. But it all went down to poor choices.
Yes.
We told you. We said it. This truly was the result of giving a team momentum from that stupid coach's challenge.
You know, as bad as that was,
It
Dimitri,
was the series.
I know, but I hate that as an excuse.
It's not,
where the
but it
players
is.
are going, that one call killed all our momentum. It did. That game, it did. But you can't tell me, especially when you led a couple of times in the other games going forward, you can't use that as your excuse. LA, I didn't know this. LA had the best home record in the entire NHL. So the point of the matter is like, LA, you're a good team. But you're nothing spectacular. Like Kopitar, we love the Kopitar. We love the Kempe, YMCA guy. But Kemper, the goalie, boy, did he suck. Like, I'm sorry. Everyone's making fun of Skinner. No, you know what? You guys might have been better to go back. Like, you know, I think Talbot's their backup. Go call Talbot and bring him in because I don't know. Oh, no, Richer. I think the other Richard, who was the Calgary backup for a little while.
Yeah,
you should have just changed it up and did what they did. Like, match fire with fire. They bring in Picard, you bring in Richard, or whatever.
Yeah, but Mitch, that game had huge implications with that call.
It's just what I'm saying is Kemper and the whole. Oh, so Kempe was the leading scorer up until a certain point.
Kemp.
A lot of Kempes. Kempe, yeah. But Kemper, the goalie.
Samsonite.
But Kemper, the goalie, was not anything near better than Skinner was. But they kept him in where Edmonton said, no, this guy's maybe a little troublesome. His mind's not in it. Let's take him out. I think they could have did themselves a service by going, let's just change it up a little bit. Let's do what these guys did a little bit. Because, buddy, that was really the only difference. I just think Kemper was not who he was supposed to be at any time in the like going forward. He just was dropping the puck a lot. Like, he just was not making any saves.
Yeah.
He really wasn't.
Yeah, I get that too. I'm saying for LA.
Yeah.
The expectation of LA, even in these 6 games, I thought they played pretty good. They got good leadership. They got good young players.
Yeah. Byfield took a huge jump forward.
Oh, man.
That dude is.
Man, that's a surging. He's the NVIDIA of LA right now.
He is the NVIDIA of LA.
And so, you know, they got, Darcy Kemper. Yeah, that's not a long-term solution over there. But I'm telling you, it was that. Like, And why it was that and why it has huge implications is because you gave life to a team that has been in the Stanley Cup, that has arguably the two most dangerous players in tandem on that team. And. So
Yeah.
that was tough.
Well, Edmonton needs somebody to play in the second round.
But
And
we
ladies
also
and
called
gentlemen,
it. Sorry, we called it that day.
Yeah.
We called it that day and said 4 straight.
Four
Edmonton.
straight, yeah. So we all deserve a point for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just
Guys.
automatic. But buddy, think about it. That's an actual cool prediction we made. I mean, everyone made it, and that's how sad it was. The minute you guys lost that game, everybody and their dog's like, yeah, 4 straight. It's over. Done. Finished.
Yeah, done.
So they need somebody to play now. And ladies and gentlemen, they did it. They ended Marc-Andre Fleury's career. It's over. The Las Vegas Golden Knights, who he once played for, is off to the golden pastures, if you will. So standing O for Marc Fleury everywhere you go next year. Just if you just happen to show up, just for whatever reason here in Calgary, we will give you that standing O that you rightfully deserve.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. Now you got the Vegas Knights. They came off a little slow. Minnesota still not at 110%. It's a little too bad because I would have liked to see them at 110%. They're out. The Wild, and I think they heard our podcast.
Definitely.
They're going to be thinking about their name. They're going to be thinking about changing it up a little bit. The North Stars, which you had before, great name.
Not bad.
I liked it.
Pretty good.
Made sense.
Obviously.
And you stole their colors for your alternate jersey. So I mean, you're halfway there.
How about just the Minnesota Stars?
Yeah, Minnesota Stars. Oh wait. So you got Vegas. Vegas is looking good. They won. It's going to be Vegas. Edmonton. Real quick, the Vegas series. What'd you think? Anything spectacular you want to talk about in that Minnesota series?
I can't tell if Vegas is underwhelming or just playing possum and no one's talking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know yet.
I agree.
I don't know yet.
Well, how about this? Either which way, they kind of won without trying super hard.
Yeah.
And so that's got to say something. Now they got home ice advantage against the Edmonton Oilers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Vegas versus Edmonton. You want to make a quick little prediction on that one? Just for fun? No one's gonna hold it to you.
No.
For fun.
Yeah. For fun, my gut was telling me that Vegas is going to do it, but the momentum of the Oilers, where we are, I'm going Edmonton.
I'm going Edmonton too. Edmonton, you got this.
Oilers,
you got it. Woo! I love it. Speaking of we'll stay in the West. In the Central, they haven't figured it all out. Tonight, Game 6, it's Winnipeg, who took a 3-2 series lead against the St. Louis Blues. Winnipeg looks like they're waking up slightly. Hellebuck's still not who he said he was. He's still not that guy. I don't know if this is good or bad, because what if he's just a slow starter? They end up winning. Let's say they win tonight. Should we be scared of him until the next round? Maybe he's just not a first round guy.
Listen, Hellebuck is like when plumbing's gone wrong,
right?
And you don't want to spend the money, and instead of calling the right person for the job, you find the really cheap person in the back pages,
right?
That just like tapes up the pipe and goes, "Yeah, it should be fixed," and then you see it, and it's like, and then it starts to leak, and it's like it's being held together.
Yeah,
it's not damaging anything,
right?
But it's not going to last very long.
It's not going to hold all the way.
It's not quality for about 100 games a year.
Yeah, AAA, triple B plumbing service. Maybe not. Maybe do a little Yelp review.
Yeah, I'm
Take
just
a look.
saying, Crazy Papadopoulos is plumbing. I'm just saying, maybe not the way to go.
Do you think Winnipeg pulls it out, or are we going to a Game 7?
I think Winnipeg pulls it off. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
I'm thinking Game 7. Yeah. I think St. Louis at home is tough. I don't think Winnipeg showed me. I mean, the only 2 games they've been there, they did not look good. So I have no reason to believe
that
they'll be good.
Shifley business is going to be tough.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Right, so
give me Winnipeg. Give me Winnipeg to take it to a Game 7. So give me St. Louis to take it to a Game 7. And I'm sticking to my guns. I still think St. Louis has got a chance. Let's jump over to the other one. I mean, everyone again predicted this one. Game 7 last night. Dallas up 3-2. And Colorado put a couple of boots to them. Close game, then a couple empty netters, made it 7-4. Final. We're going to a Game 7 tomorrow night. That's the way you want a Saturday night hockey game. A little Colorado, a little Dallas. Thank you very much, NHL, even though I don't like it.
How you doing?
What do you got? Are you sticking to your guns?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the option to change should you want, sir.
Oh, the option.
The option.
The choice is yours, Corollas. 10 seconds, Mr. Corollas. 5 seconds, Mr. Corollas. I'm sticking to my Texas guns, baby.
There we go.
Pew, pew, pew. Look, I'm saying I'm sticking with it. I'm not overly confident with it. This game is exactly where it didn't take a genius to figure it out.
Right.
It's game 7.
Mm-hmm.
2 top teams in the whole league.
Yeah.
Here we are.
I agree. And I think everything we said in the beginning, like, right, I had mentioned how Colorado's goaltending isn't as good as Dallas's, but I think, the Dallas didn't have enough defense. I mean, if Dallas gets to the next round and their guys start getting a little healthier and coming back, Dallas is the team to beat. Because I saw their 4 lines again. They're just stacked. It's almost a disservice if they're out of the playoffs because they're not at full caliber. And by the way, Mikko Rantanen is real. Like, that dude had 4 points last night, and he is everything in a bag of chips.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder, Colorado, why didn't you want to sign this guy for top dollar? Or is he just playing above his skis because he's playing his ex-girlfriend?
I think it.
You know what I'm saying?
Great analogy.
You know what I'm
saying?
He's like doing push-ups in front of her for no reason. It's like, this old thing. These guns.
Sorry. What's this? Sorry. Is that a Tejas gun? Yes, it is. Pew, pew. Yeah. So you're sticking with Colorado?
I'm going to stick with the Colorados.
I'll stick with the Dallas. We'll see what happens.
Carolina did what they needed to do. We move over to the East. Carolina did what they did to Jersey. I mean, this was really a no-brainer. This was the easiest pick of the year. Carolina, they need an opponent. Washington had a fun little series with Montreal, which I think is in their benefit. Sometimes when you're the number 1 team, you need a little bit of a wake-up call, kind of like the St. Louis and Winnipeg thing going on. So Washington ends up knocking out Montreal, a little bit closer than a lot anticipated. Washington taking on Carolina. Thoughts on that series?
You know what? As much as I love the Carolinas and everything here, I'm liking my Washington.
Mm-hmm.
They got a little grit to the game that I like.
It's Wilson, man. Wilson is, I'm telling you right now, this guy is the Brad Marchand 2.0, the Tkachuk 2.0. Right now, here's a hot question. If you had to take a Tkachuk, a Marchand, or a Tom Wilson, who do you take on your team? You go and pick one.
Ooh, that's a good one. I really like me my Tkachuk.
I know, a lot of people do, but I like my Wilson, man. I like this guy. There's just something about this dude. Ever since he got that puck in the face and came back, Dimitri, I got so much respect for that guy, and he's just a game changer. Buddy, he doesn't care. He'll fight a guy in the bench. Man, I think that was such a showmanship to his team and going, I will do anything to show you guys how much I love this team and how we're going to win. I like that guy, man. I think he's good.
Listen, I like Washington, and they've been. The thing is, the Washington, they're the kegs of the year. Mm-hmm. They've been very consistent, and they've been very consistent in winning. And what impresses me more is how the team also was playing around the whole, knowing that Ovechkin's chasing a record.
Right.
And they still played consistent.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like that says something about where your head's at.
100%. They get along. I saw them all. So Pat McAfee interviewed Ovechkin on the plane as they were maybe just about to board or about to fly off. And Ovechkin and the team, he was introducing the whole team to Pat McAfee, even though Pat McAfee just wanted to talk to him. You can tell they're all buddies. They're all on the same page. Yeah, they have a good camaraderie. Yeah, man. Washington really is the number 1 team to watch out for. And weirdly enough, I agree with you. Most people, this one's going to be a 50-50 situation. Yeah. Carolina, they're due. They got to do it. It's time for them. No, I think they're missing that one thing, and it's called a bona fide star, like the Ovi. And, the Ovi really is the bona fide star on that team, and I think they're missing it a little bit.
Carolina just has to, they tried with Rantanen.
Yeah, they tried.
You know what? You got to
They tried to make it out.
They tried.
They just didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
Which is a shame, really.
Yeah.
Because you're a Carolina guy. You've been around.
I've been supporting them for
South
years.
Carolina's down there. It seems like a pleasant place. Why wouldn't you want to go there?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm curious.
It's kind of like that one girl, when it's like, how come you can't?
Do you think it was Rod the Bod? Maybe he's like, I can't bring my girl around
Rod the Bod. Right.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
It's how I feel about Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
You're attractive. You have everything about you.
But
they don't stay, do they?
But
something's
something's amiss. You know who's not missing? And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. As much as I was giving Washington their flowers right now and Edmonton and everyone else, there's a team I'm going to apologize to right now. Florida Panthers, I'm sorry. I am sorry I doubted you guys. Wow. Like, I thought Tampa Bay, number one scoring team in the league. Cooch, he's up for the Hart, by the way. I was right about that, but we'll get to that in a minute. But long story short, I'm thinking, this is going to go game 7, no problem. I'll put the mortgage on it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm homeless today because the Florida Panthers decided, we're going to play good. We're going to use this LTIR rule in our favor. The Florida Panthers are the scariest team in the NHL, bar none, finished end point, period. Thoughts?
Until someone proves me otherwise, we're looking at the two-time Stanley Cup champions.
But there's a team that's in the way. And that team last night did what they couldn't do 2 games before that. The Toronto Maple Leafs are off to the second round. Hey, good on you. I'm proud of you guys. I knew you could do it. I was never worried. I'll be honest. I knew you guys could take them. I know you get a little tired, a little complacent sometimes. I get it. A lot of media, a lot of hype, a lot of running around. The GTA is a busy place. What are your thoughts? Toronto, Florida, they're doing it. This is going to go. And now remember, Toronto's got home ice advantage in this one. I think that could play a slight role here. Do
you remember that time when I said that Toronto has nothing to worry about because Boston's not in and because Boston's not there, nothing will happen until the guy from Boston, who is the guy in Boston,
that's right,
goes to Florida. And
Good
now
point.
he's coming with all the secrets and all the playbooks, and the stigma is still there.
Good point.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I forgot about that.
Toronto, I'm sorry. Listen. Unless I will say this. If Toronto beats the Florida Panthers, they're the team to beat, bar none. Because if you can best that team, you're better than anybody.
I hear you.
Because Florida is the best team. I have Florida winning.
You got Florida winning.
Florida's the best team in the NHL.
Got it.
Them in Dallas in my book, the way I see it.
I mean, I just said it. So I got to admit, I don't want to go against Florida because they prove. Like, I'm telling you, I was convinced.
And that was your
This
pick
was a
last year.
7-game. I know, right? This is a 7-game series against Tampa Bay. And when I hear John Cooper, who everyone considers to be the best coach in the NHL, in professional hockey, here from the KHL, turn around in the press conference, goes, Florida's not a good team. They're an elite team. They're too good. When that coach is going, this is too good of a team, oh, man, Toronto. I'm with Dimitri. If Toronto can pull it off, you're on your way. But that also worries me. It's like one of those things. Okay, you go to a 7-game with Florida. You hit that final, the Stallone. But then are you punch drunk when you take on a Washington or a Carolina? That's the scary thing, where Florida wouldn't be. If Florida knocks out Toronto in 7, I'm not worried about Florida having that same effect against Washington or Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Toronto because I just think it's all right, baby. You know who I like a lot, Dimitri? I'm going to tell you right now. It's not that I don't want Florida. In all honesty, Florida, I like, you know how I feel about you, Florida. But Matthew Nyes, this guy over in Toronto, man, this guy's turning into the new power forward. Where I said I like Tom Wilson, I think I like this guy just a little bit better. So my next question will be Matthew Nyes, Tom Wilson, Matthew Tkachuk. Now who do you like as your power forward?
Yeah, good. Still like me, Mike Tkachuk.
Man, that kid's going to get paid, son.
Oh, yeah.
That kid's going to get paid. So, Mitchie, I told you, buddy, I hope you like Chicago because that's where you're going to go. You're going to get your money. Matthew's going to get his money, but they can't afford both of you. You can't get rid of the Matthew now. He's younger. He's a little more grittier. Yeah. Don't take it personally.
It's okay,
It's not a big deal. It's
okay.
Chicago's great.
Why don't you show us why you want the money?
Show us. We're off to the Sports Show Power Ranking, brought to you by Sinatra's 403-472-5222. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very simple. At number 5, it's Carolina. They're just always there. They're just always there. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to lose, and we're going to be like, why did we give them that much credit? Why did we do it? Who knows? I don't know.
Don't know.
At number 4, it's Toronto. They're doing it. They're getting consistent. Last year, did it. This year, first round. Okay, you did it again. Now we go to the next round. Okay, guys, now we're taking that next step. Mind you, it's a big jump.
Big jump.
Big jump.
It's okay.
But we'll see what happens. At number 3, it is Florida. I mean, you're defending Stanley Cup champs.
Oh, no.
Damn, you guys look good. It's damn good. At number 2, it's the Edmonton Oilers. Why? Because they did exactly what we all thought they were going to do. We said, you're down 2-0. You end up winning game 3. You're going on a 3-game, 4-game heater. It's over. They did it. That's consistency. But what's more consistent than that, and I mentioned it earlier, is you. At number 1, it's the LA Kings. Yeah, you're out of the playoffs, but it doesn't matter. You did it with consistency. You won 2, you lost 4, and you did it great. Way to go, LA Kings and the kazoos and the harmonicas. I think you're on your way. LA Kings, number 1 on the Sports Show Power Ranking this week.
Thank you very much. And you know what? We can't talk about the top or the toppings without talking about the flop of the week.
Ooh.
And again, let's give him that number one more time to our good boy, Nick.
403-472-5222.
222. The flop of the first round really goes to the New Jersey Devils, okay? Because you guys might as well just go to hell, the way I see it. How can you be on a build and a rebuild and a retool and a good player and a this and a that and a this and a that and constantly do what you've been doing for the last 3-4 years? You know who you are.
Who are you?
You know who you are.
No.
You're the new Edmonton Oilers.
Oh.
You might as well go and take Yakupov off waivers at this point in time.
Go grab him.
But Jersey.
Yeah. Flop of the week.
Flop of the week.
Done. I love it. One last note in the NHL. It was announced it's the Hart Trophy nominees. And what did I tell you? It's all about the points. No one wanted to believe me. Oh, Mitch is all about propaganda. He's just pushing the numbers, man. It's not me, man. It wasn't me. You guys created this stupid rule, not me. Who's the winning? The nominees are Nikita Kucherov, leading the league in points this year, 121. 2 years.
2 years.
In a row as the leading scorer. At number 2, it's Hellebuck. He had all the records as a goalie. He's going to win the Vezina. He might even win the Hart. But should he? Hell no, he shouldn't. But this is your propaganda. This is your media talking to you.
Hashtag playoff games matter.
And the number 3 pick was brilliant by the NHL. Why? They're like, we can't have these two fighting. We can't pick between Makar and McKinnon. Just go with the Draisaitl. Brilliant. These are your 3 top players in the NHL this week. Boom. Who do you got winning this one, Dimitri?
Yeah, for me, points matter.
Points matter.
And hashtag, what I just hashtag, playoff games matter.
I'm telling you, Hellebuck's going to win it, and then there's going to be a revolt next year. January 6th, maybe the 7th, I don't know. There's going to be a revolt. You'll see. People want the playoffs to be part of the discussion. It's got to happen. The fact that Hellebuck is going to win the Hart, but then all of a sudden maybe not even make it to the first round, and not just not make it, get trounced doing it, that doesn't, how can he be the best? How?
Maybe if he stopped the hella puck.
I'll make this call. If Edmonton makes a run right now, okay, maybe to the Western Finals, or dare I say the Stanley Cup again, watch for Draisaitl's name to win it.
Yeah.
And then but how did he do it? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what he said.
Off to the Lakers in the NBA. The hell's going on over there?
Lakers or fakers?
Oh, they're fakers,
Oh, they're
Dimitri.
fakers, Jerry. They're fakers.
It's one thing to lose 7 games to Minnesota, who last year showed everyone they're for real. They made a whole bunch of trades. Everyone's going, what are you guys doing? Well, you're making a trade? Well, you know what? We're making some moves. Bronny LeBron, we're bringing him on. He's going to be great. 55th pick overall. Yeah, he's worth it. Blah, blah, blah. We'll back it up. His dad's here. Yeah, it's great. JJ Redick, yeah, granted he was with Stephen A. 1 minute. He's never coached ever. It doesn't matter. He just says nice things to LeBron. And then you bring over the Doncic, and everybody and their dog's going, okay, ranked number 3 in the West. These guys might make a run. Oh, 5 games to Minnesota. 5 games.
That's brutal.
5.
You guys.
I have a 2-part question for you, Dimitri.
Okay.
Number 1, what's up with the Lakers? And number 2, do we owe Nico Harrison, GM from Dallas, an apology for this? Because as of right now, I don't care what the narrative is. That might have been look, man, did he play well? Sure. But Dimitri, to lose 5 to Minnesota, you're the Lakers. Dude, maybe Dallas knew something. Maybe they know something. I don't know, man. This is just saying, bro. Just saying.
I'm going to tell you what the problem is in Los Angeles. We don't owe the guy an apology because we got to let it simmer for a little bit to see if we actually do.
Simmer down now.
Because even then, at the end of the day, in that trade, one team made the playoffs and one team did not. Is that true?
That's correct.
Okay, so that argument, unfortunately, is on the back burner. But I know where you're going with it. The problem's not Doncic. The problem's LeBron James, you guys. Yeah. And I'll tell you why the problem is LeBron. Not because... Well, no, let me go this way. I'm not going to do the not because. Let's tackle it head on here. Okay, great. Is he doing phenomenal things at his age? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. There's not one person who could take that away.
No.
But why are we spending more time trying to praise an already accomplished player about what he's doing in his age right now? Mm-hmm. And the other polarizing item is his son.
Right.
When you should be worried about building a team.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
I agree.
So Doncic, this is actually where I feel sorry for him. He did play well, but you still need a team.
Yeah, but at the same time, to be a little bit, he needs a team, but it's him and LeBron. I mean, you can't.
We're overstating.
You almost can't pick two better guys to put together, like on paper. I'm not saying there's synergies.
But Mitch is we got to come to the realization. LeBron is doing his part,
right?
But he's not the same guy 6-7 years ago, even.
No, he's not. You're right. He's not the same guy he was.
And so
everyone's making him out to be that guy.
Well, and so does he.
Yes, 100%.
Okay,
100%.
And so does he. So until LeBron just admits that he is now just a really good number 2-3 guy,
right?
That can still take all the media interviews.
Yeah.
That team's not going anywhere.
I agree with you.
He's got to retire, leave, or step aside. Because you guys, I'll tell you this, hot take.
Yeah.
That Lakers team has the same result without LeBron James and just Doncic on the team this year. They barely make the playoffs. Well, in this case, they did better this year. But in that case, I bet you they still make the playoffs and they still lose in the first round. Why? Because we saw this in Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay? They had one good year where they went fine. But until then, what happened with Doncic at the helm? So, guys, let's stop running. LeBron's the problem. Step aside or go.
Yeah,
it's over now.
Yeah,
you've been there for 20+ years, man.
Well, with Stephen A. and his interact, he'll never walk away. He'll never walk away.
He can't walk.
He can't. Not this year. Maybe next year. But you're right. LeBron has to allow the team to do what the team does.
The bench
kind of like
stinks.
what Dallas did, where they're like, look, we're just gonna really revamp this whole. When I say apologize, I do joke around a little bit, but I have to admit I'm going to stick to my guns a little bit. There is something to be said. Ever since this happened, it smelled different, Dimitri. It was like, why would anybody trade Doncic? And I'm starting to think that there's more to it than that. And dude, physically, he's got to get his ass to the gym. Yeah. Like, if that's really the only problem that everyone's got with you, and maybe it's hurting your game slightly, Doncic, I'll be honest with you, Luka, we're friends, then go to the gym and do a little bit more cardio, bro. Like, get him off your back. But right now, I'm starting to see what they're talking about. I'm starting to see. And you're not Jokic. Now, here's the other thing with Jokic right now with the Clippers. They're going to a Game 7. They fired their coach that when they won like 2 years ago, they fired their coach like literally 3-4, I don't know, a week before the playoffs started.
Yeah.
He's like semi-coaching the team and playing. There's another guy that should win MVP again for Coach of the Year and Player of the Year, Jokic. Nikolai is doing something that I've never seen before. I see him on the court run. He's like, do this, do that. And this is from a guy that you can almost tell doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's like he's 9 to 5 guy. When I'm 9 to 5, I'm 100% here. 5:01, I'm out of here. And that's what he sounds like, this guy. He's like, on the court, I'll coach you, I'll pay you, I'll do my triple doubles, you go over here, I'll do it. Game's over, see you later, bye.
He doesn't overthink it.
It's so crazy.
He just doesn't overthink
It's unreal, this guy.
Yeah.
Last thing, I watched the Knicks and the Pistons. For all those that argue with us about old school basketball versus new school, That series was old school basketball,
Yeah,
Dimitri.
man. Yeah,
I
man.
loved it.
Yeah, man.
Best basketball I have seen in years. I highly recommend it. Knicks are off to the next round. That's fine. Last thing, Giannis and Milwaukee's out. And Halliburton's dad came onto the court and he had a little something to say to Giannis. Thoughts on, to be quite honest, anybody getting on the court and ripping up with the player, especially a Giannis player. It's one thing you're talking to Joe Blow off the bench. It's another when you're talking to Giannis, MVP, Greek elite, MVP of the league, Giannis. Thoughts?
Listen, any Greek, you don't talk to them like that.
Never.
Okay? You don't do that. Look, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe right.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe you're right.
But you still don't do that to Giannis.
You don't do it.
And wrong place, wrong. Why? Why create the controversy? You know what you just did? You know what his dad just did?
What did he do?
Bye, Giannis.
Yeah. He
Bye.
literally got Giannis out of there.
Yeah, bye. Way to go, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Good job. Yep, good job.
Not good. Not good.
So,
I wonder if he'll like Miami.
what if?
What if?
What if he becomes a Laker?
Oh, that's lots of talk on that too. Lots of talk. You know who's got a lot of talk? And apparently they've been getting ready for this since last year?
Boston?
Boston.
Yeah.
Apparently they got a package ready to go.
Really?
Ready to go. They're looking to see where Cooper Flag ends up. And they have a package for Cooper Flag and they got a package for Giannis. So if Cooper Flag goes first overall, which most people think he's going to go, Boston already has a package for him. Going, hey, team, look at all this. And it's basically the McDavid situation. See, the NBA gets my thinking. They're like, give me a whole bunch of stuff. And you know who's showing you that works? The Oklahoma Thunder.
Yeah.
Do you know how much they got for Paul George, who's not even in a top 10 NBAer? Let's just say they got everything and 3 bags of chips. And they can go and give it to anybody they want. All these draft picks for many years to come. And they are laughing right now.
Laughing.
The system works.
The system.
This works.
Yanni's gone. I think wherever he goes, Boston would be fantabulous, actually.
That'd be
That would be so good.
And
Well,
I think he likes Panathinaikos. You think?
is he?
Green? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is he? I almost don't want him to go there.
If that's the case.
That'd be, because they got the same symbol and everything too, right? That's crazy.
I was gonna say, doesn't the first round pick, doesn't he fit in Boston? You know?
Oh, 100% it does. Yeah.
Like, you need one of those. Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. Yeah.
Larry Bird.
They have a couple.
Just saying.
NFL real quick. It's over. Schroeder Sanders finally got drafted. It took a while. Took 4 rounds, and in the 144th pick, I think,
Brutal.
the Cleveland Browns take him. The Cleveland Browns today, as we speak, have 5 quarterbacks on their roster. 5. And he's one of them. And he's not like horrible. He's great. They even took the guy. They ended up, before they took Schroeder, what is this guy? How do you say his first name? Shadur. Sorry. They took I don't know, Schroeder. I don't know. Sanders.
Shoulder,
Shears,
Sammy, Samsonite. That's it. It's on the briefcase.
Sanders. I'm going to call you Prime Time. They ended up taking the Oregon quarterback before they took him. Just to show like some sort of dominance on this guy. Thoughts on, will other NFL teams regret not taking the Sanders?
Okay, maybe. Is there talent there? Yes, there's talent there. But no one's going to regret it because why was he such a jerk to begin with?
Yeah.
Guys, I get, you know what bothered me?
Yeah.
It's like, why does everyone owe it to the players? Because that's how the media spins it. Like, all these people went on like, it's a tragedy that a person like this, like Shadur Sanders can't go number 1. Shadur. He should do a better job next time, okay? He should do or didn't do himself any favors.
He didn't do any favors.
Listen, the point being is this. You walk around and you think you're high society and you haven't proved anything yet. This is the NFL.
Hey.
This is the gentleman's club.
How you doing?
And your dad sunk you a little bit because of your dad's attitude.
That's right. When your dad's like, I'm going to probably coach the team that my son's on, you're not, I don't know what the word is, doing any favors for yourself. I'll tell you that much,
Yeah. If
Not
anyone wants to change their franchise, they better pick me. Okay, that might be true. But no one else talks like that, man.
Yeah, man.
They don't like that.
It's true.
They don't like that. And I got to say, the biggest person at fault here is his dad.
No, I put this more on the kid. Like, the dad didn't help at all. Dion didn't help. But Dion doesn't, what's the right
Did he
word?
okay.
He should have known better.
Thank
You're right.
you.
Yeah, he should have known better. But Sanders should know to conduct himself much better. Walking in interviews, be prepared, be
And why
ready.
doesn't he? And why doesn't
Well,
he?
you know what?
You have someone who made an incredible sports career.
Right.
An incredible sporting career. And if you can't be coached like that, Mitch.
I would say,
Come on.
I agree his dad's at fault, but at the same time, you have to take some responsibility. You know what? He was fine taking the NIL money. Like, he made the money on his own. He'll tell you, my dad didn't get me that money. I got me my money. Okay, sure, kid. You got your own money. But you didn't get your own job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't say I'm good here, but then I blame other people over here. It is you.
On him.
It's
I'm
all
not
on
saying
you.
that. I'm not. Yes, that we agree with. You maybe misunderstanding. Just if he's saying
You're misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding.
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I object. I like to treat this witness as a hostile witness. What I'm saying is that clearly his dad didn't have a problem with the way he was acting.
True. I'll give you that.
That didn't help.
True.
Cherry on top. The kid's the Sunday.
Yeah. We'll get there. You know what else is a Sunday? And people love Sundays?
What?
Rapid banter. Darren Larkin calls out Yzerman. Lack of trades at the deadline is the reason the Red Wings didn't make the playoffs. Onside, offside.
Onside all day.
Ooh. Viral video went crazy this week where Man U celebrated that they were mathematically able to stay in the Premier League and not be relegated. Numbers don't lie, or celebrate about something else.
And that's the Millennial 10th Place Ribbon Award in prime time.
Abdul Carter, the number 3 pick for the New York Giants, went out of his way and said, hey, I want to wear number 56. That's LT's number. He called LT. LT said, maybe make your own legacy, kid. CTE or pure diss, bro.
You know, there's really nice ways to break up, isn't there?
Caitlin Clark, WNBA, footage finally was found where she scored 22 points in 2 minutes versus the men's Iowa practice squad. Fake news or only 22 points?
Taking it easy on the board.
Last one. World Series news. Listen to this. Actually intriguing. As we all know, the Super Bowl is always at a neutral site, most likely. It's very rare that a team that'll host is going to, in the Super Bowl. Major League Baseball is thinking of doing the same thing. Let's do a neutral site. And that way it's more of it's a 7-game series. It's not a 1-gamer. And we make it more of a spectacle. So if it's the Dodgers versus the Yankees, but it's in Iowa, Yankee fan comes down, so does, Dodger fan, and they make it a 7-day event. What are your thoughts on a neutral site for the World Series?
Only if it's 1 game.
There it is. Rapid banter. It's MAGA MALAKA time. You can choose. We talked about it before. This is where we're going to choose.
Okay.
100. You get to choose your 100 people versus the one gorilla. We said earlier, randoms won't fare very well, but what if you were able to choose? Here we go. Dimitri, MAGA or MALAKA? Conor McGregor.
MAGA. They speak the same language.
100 Conor McGregors you think could beat a silverback gorilla?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Sure. Yeah. It confuse them. The trash talk alone.
That's a good point. I never thought about the trash talk. Could confuse the gorilla. That's right.
Hey, you fucking gorilla.
Come on here. Yeah.
Why is he getting political?
Hulk Hogan. 100 Hulk Hogan's versus a silverback gorilla.
See, I'm conflicted here. I'm conflicted here because, wrestling is an exhibitionist type of presentation, and sure. The big boot and the leg drop and all that. And conventional wisdom, Mitch would say, no.
No.
But what you gonna do, brother? when the 24-inch pythons of 100 Hulkamaniacs run wild on you. I wish I had the shirt.
Oh, wait, yeah, that would have been
MAGA,
amazing.
I say Hogan does it.
I think 100 Hogans is in that wheelhouse of that's the size you need.
That could win.
That could
That
win.
could win.
That could win. Good thing it's not actual wrestling or they'd lose. An actual fight, he might win.
Listen.
Actual wrestling may lose.
But then again, we've never seen a gorilla in the sharpshooter.
True.
And
Very
can a
good
gorilla,
point.
kick out?
Can it
of the-
kick out?
Can
Yeah.
it kick
Can
out,
it kick out of a
count three?
sharpshooter?
Right in the gorilla starts hulking out.
That's basically what it does, doesn't it? How about this one? The Rock. Actually, another wrestler. The Rock. 100 Rocks versus one silverback gorilla.
No, doesn't have.
You don't think so?
Doesn't have the essence of the
Doesn't
Hogan.
have the essence of the Hogan.
Malaka, I don't think so.
Okay, we talked about it earlier. LeBron James. 100 LeBron James versus one silverback gorilla.
Yeah, no, Malaka. LeBron James gets smoked.
Destroyed.
And you know what the worst part is?
Yeah.
40 of those LeBron James would be doing load management and wouldn't show up.
How about this one? Shaquille O'Neal. 100 Shaquille O'Neals versus one silverback gorilla.
Let me explain something to you. Shaquille O'Neal will pull down his pants, and the silverback gorilla will surrender in spite, out of respect.
What? He'll
Whoa.
surprise him.
It's like-
Surprise
it's
him.
like, yeah, come on, Shaquille. Let's go. What? What?
Now, you mentioned his name earlier because he was in the movie, so he's got an inside on the inside. Mark Wahlberg. 100 Mark Wahlbergs versus one silverback gorilla.
I don't know if I could do it. No, Malaka. He doesn't do it.
You don't think so?
Hey, gorilla, I'm here to fight you. How you doing? How's your mother?
I think they just become friends at the end. Yeah. He's
fair
like,
enough.
he's
The gorilla's like, you Mark Wahlberg?
you got Dunkin' Donuts?
You the same guy with that Good Vibration song.
Oh, that's some good song. That's some good. Two more. Now, here's one for you. Tom Cruise, MAGA or MALAKA. 100 Tom Cruises versus one silverback gorilla.
No, Malaka.
See, I'm on the Tom Cruise train here.
Really?
I think there's something about Tom Cruise. Like, he's like that. I'm telling you, I've said this before, I'm sure, on the podcast. If I'm in a bar fight and I see a big guy and I see a smaller guy, like a rock guy versus Tom Cruise, I'm going after the rock guy.
Right.
The Tom Cruise guys are the wily ones.
Wily.
Yeah, wily, wiry. You just don't want to mess with them. And I think he's like he'd be annoying the gorilla to the point where he's like, I can't do this anymore.
I love that.
I can't.
I love our go-to word is both wily.
Yeah, it's wily.
It's wily.
It's wily.
Someone else here?
It's it. Okay, two more.
Okay.
How about this guy?
Uh-oh.
He's never been defeated, ever. Floyd Mayweather. 100 Floyd Mayweathers versus one silverback. And you were alluding to the chin, which I thought was funny because you didn't know I had him on the list. Floyd Mayweather.
See, I go with the gorilla. The styles make fights. Mayweather, you can't. You can't.
Yeah, this is all technical, this one now, all of a
you
sudden.
You can't like play defense like you can't shoulder you can't shoulder roll a gorilla.
There's also a little bit of a weight discrepancy, a little bit. You know, the 500-pound gorilla versus
like
the
for every-
145
Totally.
pound.
Every 7 Mayweathers is equal weight to one gorilla, which is another factor too.
Last one,
Okay.
second last one. Vladimir Putin. 100 Vladimir Putins versus one silverback gorilla.
Yeah, so the Putins would win.
He'd win.
Yeah, because somehow the gorilla would be found poisoned, but not related.
But non-related,
But not-
or thrown
no.
out a window somehow.
Huh.
They're like, well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Vladimir wins.
We just showed up to a fight.
And it's the last one, and you know who it's going to be.
Okay.
It's Donald J. Trump. 100 Donalds versus one silverback. Who wins, MAGA or MALAKA?
It's me. I would win. I'd win the gorilla fight. You know, I used to fight lots of gorillas when I was young. That's what I did. We'd wake up and I'd fight a gorilla, silverback gorilla. That's what they call them. They call them gorillas. And I fought them and I won, and that's how we grew up. And I'd probably say I could take on 5 gorillas. The gorilla would be the first person that would actually take 100 gorillas for Donald Trump. This is my nickname, was Gorilla Silverback. That's what they called me.
So good. Okay, I just thought of this one. I swear to God, it's not even on my list. As you can see, I got no papers. The guy last week that fingered the dog. 100 of those guys versus the one silverback gorilla.
Oh, he wins all day long.
The gorilla runs out the door.
Buddy,
The gorilla runs out the door.
he's the great white hype. The gorilla's like, duh, duh, right? Everyone's trying to rob it. He's like,
He's walking in. He's like,
Mitch, man. He's like, I got this, Gene.
oh no.
Let's go.
He's like, he's knocking on the door. Get me out of here.
The gorilla's like, I can't.
He's like, he's punching a couple. He's like, what the hell's going on back there?
He's not trying to punch himself. The gorilla's sucking his thumb in the corner. It's like 19 people.
I can't believe I didn't think of that guy sooner.
Buddy, that guy, and 100.
That guy's the toughest guy in the world.
And 100 of those guys.
100 of them.
100.
That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. I don't know what to tell you.
They don't call that jail. Listen,
He's
we gotta
finished.
go. We
He's
gotta
done.
go. Episode 354, you sons of guns. Sports show. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. Subscribe to the channels. Come on. Be smart.
Do it for God's sakes.
Do it.
Don't make me do this.
We're having our AGM, our annual general meeting.
The AGM's about to happen.
The AGM's about to happen. I'm your CEO, Chief Executive Officer, Dimitri Karolis. To my right and on the other side of the table is the Vice Senior VP of Marketing and Production and Agendas, Mitch Honges.
Thank you. Hi.
We want to give a shout out to the VP of Marketing, the good Amy.
The good Amy.
She said she liked it.
She liked the good Amy? She just wants to stay good Amy.
She wants to stay as the good Amy.
Fair
She
enough,
likes
fair
it.
Yeah, to all our shareholders, we're looking forward to coming back to you guys with a game plan. And
That's right.
And we've heard your calls, and we will be addressing them later on
Yeah,
today.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we will be going to the drawing board, and we will be doing our annual call-in and review.
Yes. You know, we should do that. We should just
yeah.
call them all.
Just be like, hey, we're having a meeting, and if you guys want to call in on the conference, we should. Open forum.
Have you noticed also, real quick, with the Zoom meetings? I'm sure you still do them here and there once in a blue moon, no? Maybe?
It switched to Teams miraculously.
Teams,
eh?
Zoom, whatever.
Yeah.
Have you noticed how we still, as a human being species, we're still bad at it? It's like you'll start talking, you're like, is everybody on? And then the person starts talking, and then you're like,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Like,
hi, Dimitri.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay.
Dimitri,
go ahead. Sorry. No, you go.
Dimitri, I see
Right,
this. I can't hear.
I can see.
I see what's.
I can see your
Okay,
screen.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll log back out. Can you hear me? You can't hear me? No?
Yeah. Oh, get now. Wait, I
Okay.
hear you now. Can you see me? Can you see me? You can see me. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. And you.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
W, we're saved by the bell by the sports show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast. Amy can do anything.
She's the best.